On the day of her wedding, the woman gave her Chinese wedding dress to a beggar and asked the beggar to wear it for 7 days straight. The woman then created an identical wedding dress and planned to wear the fake gown at her wedding. She knew that the original gown would cause her death. It turned out the woman was a reborn soul. In her past life, her best friend, who had breast cancer, gave her the wedding dress. Upon learning that the gown was worth $100,000, the woman hurriedly refused, suggesting her friend take the money to seek treatment instead. Her friend explained that her breast cancer was already in the terminal stage and could not be treated. Her final wish was to see the woman wear the wedding dress at her wedding. At that moment, the woman's fiancé also urged her to accept it. So, the woman took the gown upstairs to try it on. What she didn't know was that her fiancé had already been involved with her friend. Moreover, this gown could change fates. Sure enough, as soon as the woman wore it, she began to feel unwell, and eventually collapsed to the ground. After a doctor's examination, it was revealed that the woman had late-stage breast cancer. Upon hearing this bad news, the woman couldn't believe it. After all, she had just had a checkup a few days earlier and was told she was fine. Then, a pustule appeared on her face. At first, she thought it was just acne from heat, but in reality, the wedding dress had swapped her fate with her friend's. By the time the wedding day arrived, her face was covered in pustules, while her friend looked radiant and more beautiful than ever. The woman had no suspicions and still took her friend's advice to wear the wedding dress for the wedding. However, as soon as she arrived at the wedding venue, she felt excruciating chest pain and collapsed to the ground. At that moment, her friend suddenly appeared before her, and seeing her friend looking more beautiful than the bride herself, everyone began to insult the woman, calling her a disgusting monster with a face full of sores. However, in order to seize her company's shares, the fiancé still decided to go through with the wedding. When he saw how much more beautiful the friend had become, and how much he was attracted to her, the woman suddenly realized that they were having an illicit affair. Thinking of this, she became so emotional that she fainted. When she woke up, she felt thirsty, so she went to the living room to get some water. To her surprise, she walked in on the man and her friend in an intimate moment. By now, they no longer bothered to hide their true feelings, knowing that the woman would soon die, and all her wealth would belong to them. Fortunately, fate gave her a chance to be reborn, and she returned to the day her friend gave her the wedding dress. This time, the woman still chose to wear the wedding dress. Her friend and the scumbag man were thrilled, looking forward to the wedding day when they would finally swap fates with her. After gaining their trust, the woman had her assistant custom make an identical wedding dress. She then gave the original gown to a beggar on the street, instructing him to wear it every day from then on. Afterward, the woman wore the fake wedding dress. Sure enough, her health checkup showed normal results, but she still forged a fake breast cancer report to show the scumbag. The man, upon seeing it, secretly rejoiced, falsely claiming he would take good care of her after marriage, unaware that the woman was planning her revenge at the wedding. On the day of the wedding, the scumbag tried to be intimate with the friend, only to discover that her face had broken out in ugly spots. When they realized that the woman was still wearing the wedding dress, they relaxed. But suddenly, the friend started vomiting uncontrollably. They thought it was because she had become pregnant with the scumbag's child after the fate swap, but after using a pregnancy test, they found she wasn't pregnant. She speculated that the fate swap wasn't complete yet. Just as she angrily went to find the woman to question her, she saw the woman collapsing at the table, complaining of a headache. At that moment, her doubts were